Is the real estate market going to crash? Is it going to correct? Is it going to go sideways for several years? Or is it going to continue going up? We're going to talk about all the necessary ingredients for all those scenarios to play out, starting right now. Hey everybody, it's Albert Pereira, but you can call me Al. I am a licensed realtor of 25 years, living in beautiful Kamloops, British Columbia. And in this video, we're going to talk about the Canadian real estate market crashing. Now, I'm not a doomsdayer and forecaster and someone who can tell you exactly what's going to happen. And a warning in this video starting out is that nobody else can forecast the future for you either. There are plenty of videos out there on YouTube which claim to know exactly when the crash is going to happen and how all of these different things coming together make it so that the crash is just around the corner. What you'll notice though is they have a long track record of predicting the crash happening several times over the last few years, and many of them make a living, I guess, just forecasting crashes and explaining quite convincingly, because all these different indicators are flashing red. The market is just about ready to crash, so don't get caught in the undertow of the crash. Now, don't believe gurus, don't believe government agencies, and I'm going to warn you right now, even Canada Mortgage and Housing Corp embarrassed themselves when they said that there was likelihood of a crash of 18% on Canadian real estate prices because of COVID-19. Now, the market did stall out a bit for a few months there, and then what happened? The market went up. So if Canada Mortgage and Housing Corp doesn't know what's going to happen, why do you think any other guru is going to have answers for you as well? But you should be concerned about the market being elevated in terms of pricing, and in some cases, prices are just stupid. But that's only certain segments of the market, and you need to know that there are several ingredients in why this market is very, very high, and if we lose some of those ingredients, the market could crash. Now, we'll talk about why the pricing of real estate is high right now, and the biggest one is that interest rates are low. You can get a 5-year mortgage presently for less than 2% with some lenders, and a lot of people, gurus and that kind of thing, are saying, well, once interest rates get up to 5%, these people are in big trouble. Well, no, not at all, because the Canadian government makes it so that you have to qualify at a rate that's very close to 5%, even though you're getting a rate that's under 2%. So you have to prove that you can shoulder the burden of higher interest rates long before you get approved for a mortgage of 2% or less. So that doesn't really carry water. Immigration is very high in this country because Canada is a very desirable place to live, and British Columbia, I would say even more so, because I live here and was born and raised in British Columbia. But it's a very, very desirable place to live in the world. We're very highly ranked as a place to live, or country to live in, worldwide, and there's a lot of reasons to move here, and we have many immigrants moving to Canada. I think our Prime Minister was saying he'd like to see as many as 400,000 new immigrants come per year over the next few years. So there's always that demand as well. Now, the cost of building is very high as well, and you need to know that the price of lumber and other materials have gone through the roof. It's very hard to get contractors to do work right now, and we have a lot of people wanting to find places to live and not a lot of new product being built, and it's expensive to do so. The other thing you need to know is that insuring homes and buildings is very expensive, and those costs have gone through the roof as well. So there are a lot of input costs to owning homes, and all of those costs are rising, and it's very difficult to create new product to satisfy the demand of all the buyers that are moving to Canada and to British Columbia from the rest of Canada because of our great weather. Now, if you take out some of these things from the equation, that is, if you have higher interest rates, again, around 5%, if you have lower immigration, if you have lower demand from other parts of the country, then I could see, prices crashing in British Columbia and in Canada. But if you raise interest rates dramatically, like a lot of these gurus are claiming will happen, then a lot of other small businesses and companies will suffer from having to pay higher interest rates, and then the entire economy suffers. Now, am I aware that this creates sort of a trap for the government? Yes, I'm aware of that, and I hope there are far more smarter people than me who are going to solve this problem in the future. And before you go out there and say, well, he's a real estate agent, he's never going to tell you the market is going to crash. I know a crash is coming. I just can't tell you when it is. Nobody can tell you when the market is going to crash. And if they do, then run the other way, because so many people have been proven wrong over the last 20 years. Now, it's more likely that there will be a correction. That is, the market will drop, something like 8 or 10%. And when the market crashed in the US in 2008, our local market prices dropped for a short time, about 8% for a few months. And then they started coming back, and the market was sort of sideways for a lot of years. And everyone thought we were going to follow the US market, down into this pit of lower and lower prices. Well, it happened there, but it didn't happen here. So again, with these predictions and people saying, they know this is what's going to happen, so many people have been proven wrong in this category. Garth Turner is a former federal politician. He runs a website about the housing market and how it's going to crash. And he's been running that website for years and years, and the market hasn't crashed, and people still flock to his website. I can't explain why with his track record they keep going there, but they still do. So again, this is a big warning about following gurus and being sure that they know that a crash is going to happen and when it's going to happen. And I want to just tell you that I did fall into that trap at one time when I was younger, and I followed these people, and I thought, for sure I'm not going to buy because this crash is right around the corner, because this guy says so and all these indicators are flashing red. And I think the market went sideways for a few years, and then it started going back up again. So I'm just trying to tell you from an honest point of view that unless these elements, interest rates, immigration, the desirability of British Columbia and Canada to immigrants, and unless we shut down immigration from other countries and from other provinces to BC, I just don't see how the market can have a massive crash, okay? Can it have a correction? Absolutely. Can we move sideways for many, many years? Absolutely. But there's nothing that shows that we are in for a crash unless, inflation jumps up and interest rates spike up to high levels all of a sudden. I just don't see how the market can crash. And I know people are skeptical because I'm a real estate agent, but I've seen so many people try and time the market and get hurt. Now, are we high right now? Absolutely. The market is very high, and you have to be very careful and make sure that anything you buy is well within your comfort level in terms of making payments if you have to be there for several years. I hope this video has been helpful to you in terms of being careful in terms of timing the market and following gurus, and understanding that when it comes to real estate markets crashing, it really comes down to demand. If you don't kill off demand, you can't kill off the market. And if all those ingredients that we talked about stay in place, the market will continue to go up, or at least move sideways for several years until the economy catches up to the pricing of the houses, just like it has for so many years before. Remember that Canada makes up a vast area, but a lot of our GDP is around building homes and construction and the real estate industry. It's a big part of the BC economy and Canada overall, because a lot of people want to live in Canada. I know this is a bit long-winded. Thanks for staying with me through the whole video. If I can help you with any real estate related matters, please reach out to me in the show notes below with my contact information. I really appreciate you watching the video, and I wish you the best in this very hectic market. Take care.